Hello, hello.
Hello.
How's everybody doing? So, where are we? Is this our last session?
Yes, it is.
I apologize for last week. My daughter needed me, so mama roll comes first. So, I apologize for that. Okay, so usually, did we talk about practice questions? Did we do the ones in the CPCE book?
Nope.
We haven't done ethics.
My question was, so the CPCE book, did we talk about doing the questions in the back of the NCE? In the back of the Helwig book?
You
Going
said
through.
that, but we didn't get to do that yet.
Why not? Am I missing something? Did I not say used to go over the questions in the back of the Helwig book during the CPCE?
Yes, you did. I thought
Okay.
you in session.
Okay. So that was your homework. That was your did I say that? So the goal is, because I can give you questions all the time. The goal is for you to understand the CPC and understand what areas that you're missing, so I could go over it with you before we end. So the goal is to teach you what you don't know. Did anyone do those questions?
I didn't because I was gonna use it as like my final test, if you will.
Not the NCE one, the CPCE one. There's two in the back.
Yeah, the ones from the Hillwick. Yeah, that's what I was saving those, reserving those for when I would finish everything so that I could test
Okay.
myself.
So I will give you a practice test. So that was the reason of doing those, so I understand which ones you're missing.
We've done a couple of them as we were studying in the groups. Once we went over the material, we kind of went back and took a couple of questions out of those. Like there was one question that we didn't know about the SEM. We weren't able to get it, but when you did it during our session with you, we understood it better.
Okay.
But
and that's the goal. That's the goal I don't know what you don't know unless you tell me what you don't know. Does that make sense? So that's the goal of doing, and especially those questions in the CPCE one specifically. And Helwig doesn't provide rationales. So I can help you understand why you got it right or wrong.
I know, honestly, when we did the questions, to me, the CPCE questions are easier than the NCE questions, I guess. I thought they were easier.
I would disagree. I think the difference is they're divided by categories. So you know what you're studying. I think when you don't know what you're studying, that's what makes it so hard. So, and the goal is specifically is to kind of know what we're looking for in a question. So do we have test dates?
Mine is still not, everything is complete except for I have not gotten a test range date yet. It still says not complete.
Okay, 1 second. Oh, no, I don't mean, okay. My doorbell rang, but I didn't need to go. Okay.
But I emailed my state, and I think the lady that takes care of that is out until Monday or something. They send me a message.
So is there anything specific, a question that you've seen? I'm going to go over questions with you. I'm going to go over code of ethics with you. I'm going to try to teach you through questions. Okay, so I cannot tell you how important it is enough to read the code of ethics, to really read them for yourself. For example, the whole issue of whether or not I can take a gift, about bartering, things like that are really important. Do you have a test date, Sashi?
No, I'm still under reviewing. I talked to I email back and forth because I put accommodation and then my
Mhm.
approved letter was like finishing mid-February. So I asked them extension, then I got
Okay.
extension approval letter and send it about 2 weeks ago and I haven't heard back.
Okay. 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 Okay, so again, going over where the majority of the points are, that's still going to be in chapters 3 and 4, knowing my families, my groups, knowing who said what. Assessments are 30 questions. Had 2 people pass yesterday. One had 3 in research and the other one had 4. Okay, so just knowing where the majority of the questions come from is where we put our emphasis. Okay, code of ethics in general, we'll go over some of those questions. I'm going to pull up just some theory questions in general, because again, that's where most of the points come from, and we'll just go an overall review.
If I may, Dr. Pam, I have we have a question in group.
Yes.
Trying to differentiate between implosive
Mm-hmm.
and systematic desensitization. What's the difference? How do they look different?
Okay, so implosive is not real. It's pretending. So close your eyes and pretend that you're in an airplane at the top of the airplane. So systematic desensitization is slowly doing it, right? We're looking for the word reciprocal inhibition. What does that term mean?
It says behavioral intervention of counter conditioning.
Okay, so reciprocal inhibition means my body cannot be in both fear and relaxation at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm doing systematic desensitization, right, I come up with a list of between 10 and 12 items, and I write them down. So if I'm afraid of riding a plane, so the first one is think about being on a plane. The second one is imagining you're on a plane, all the way till we get to the top. There's between 10 to 12. They're called SUDS, standard units of distress. And the goal is I'll teach you to relax. And then now when we go our first step, which is, actually thinking about the plane, when you get anxious, I'm going to teach you to relax. We'll go up all the way up to we get to the top. So remember, the goal of desensitization is to desensitize you to the fear. So systematic means there's a system. That's the slow way of doing it. The fast way of doing it is flooding. Put you on a plane, close your eyes, and get you there. That's all at the same time. Implosion is all at the same time, but not really. You're imagine that you're on the plane. Imagine you see the people below you. So it's imaginary. We actually use VR glasses for that. That's one of the ways that we use to do implosion. We use implosion for. So remember, like EMDR is still desensitizing you to the pain. So to desensitize something is to make it less painful. What else?
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna, anything else again? I'm gonna share my screen and we're just gonna go again everywhere. Okay, I'm gonna start with number 1. Sashi, this is you. No sharing?
According to Arnold Lazarus, concerning technical electrolysis, the most essential ingredients for an effective psychotherapist are, according to Lazarus, concerning technical electrolysis, the most essential ingredients for the for an effective psychotherapist are A, empathy and
Can
humor.
you stay in my question? Lazarus did what?
Lazarus thinks concerning technical electricism.
Who is Lazarus?
Lazarus is
Lazarus did my basic ID. Remember, he's the one with the 7 modalities. The theory is, however you present is how I'm going to treat you. So if you present the depression as a behavior, if you present it as an affect, a mood, a look on your face, if you present it as one of your 5 senses, if you say, I imagine I'm always going to be depressed, he is going to treat you the way that you present. So when we talk about eclectic, that is not a good thing. An eclectic is a jack of all trades. We want to be integrative. Integrative means I have a therapy that I use all the time. I pull in a little of this and a little of that, but I'm really good at what I do. Okay, so that's going to be Lazarus. The whole goal is eventually your depression may start off as a behavior, but it doesn't end up just, it goes everywhere in your body. So eclecticism is, when I see that word, I know they're talking about Lazarus. I know that because that's what he said. Okay, so then the question is asking me what?
what's the most essential ingredients for effective psychotherapists,
According to Lazarus.
according to it?
Okay.
A, empathy and humor. B, versatility and empathy. C, flexibility and versatility. D, adherence to a specific theoretical orientation.
What can I rule out?
I don't think A. If we are, I don't know, if we are doing what we see as a client,
What about D?
no, because we don't, like you were saying, if somebody looks like a depressed, we can adjust it how the client looks like. So
Okay, so D says adhere to a specific theoretical orientation. What does that mean?
pick one.
Got it. So yeah, I'd be a Freudian. I would be a Rogerian, right? I would just
Right.
pick one. So because he's eclectic, I know D is not true. He doesn't adhere to one. He doesn't even have one of his own. He uses a little bit of everybody else's. So I know D is out. Does that make sense of why?
Yes.
Okay.
So in a sense, so he will, according to the client, so he'll be flexible and versatility.
That's my answer. Okay. So empathy, when I think of empathy, what therapist do I think of?
Carl Roger.
Very good. Very good. And Carl Rogers is not one of the theorists that he followed. Okay. Very good. Very good. Again, the vagueness of the questions is what my students talk about. I spent about 3 hours yesterday with 3 students that passed. I'm just making sure I'm teaching to the test. Okay. So this is yours. Deborah.
Piaget pre-operational stage is the final stage, which include abstract reasoning. B include mastering conservation. C includes the acquisition of a symbolic schema. D, all of the above. Pre-operational is the first stage, and I believe it's C.
Okay. What does that mean?
Include the acquisition of schema. Schema is what you understand, what you putting images into,
Yeah, it's how you view the world, right? That your
Yeah.
schema, right? So he used the words assimilation and accommodation. Which comes first?
assimilation.
So, and then I accommodate for new room. Very good, very good, very good. Okay, Rosemary?
According to reality therapy model, which of the following is true? A, insight is essential for changing to occur. People create their own
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
people create their own disturbance by accepting irrational beliefs. People have basic needs and behaviors. People have basic needs and behaviors is intended to fulfill those needs. Self.
Sorry,
Oh.
trying to open up another screen on the other side. So
It's
go ahead.
okay.
Now I got it. I got it. Okay.
Self-rating is necessary for mental health. So, we're gonna get rid of D. Self-rating is necessary for mental health.
Who would that belong to when I say about self-rating? What theorist?
Self-rating.
What theorist would use a number?
I'm sorry.
What theorist would use a number? Scaling technique. That's the only one that uses a number. No, that's solution focus. That's my scaling.
Okay.
Okay, so that's out.
Insight is essential for change to occur. I'd get rid of C.
Who's that belong to?
That belongs to Maslow.
That's my answer. C
Oh,
is
it is.
reality therapy. It is. It is. Remember, he's got his basic needs we need to get met. Food. I'm sorry. Fun, freedom, belonging. That's reality therapy. A belongs to who?
Insight and essential for change. Isn't that
Anybody? Always. Insight's always Freud, right? Inside. I'm looking inside of myself. B, who would that belong to? Which theorist?
Albert Ellis.
Very good. That's the ABCDE of REBT. Very good. So then our reality therapy says C. Remember, it's choice therapy, right? I get my needs met based on, I should make the right choices to get my needs met. Okay. Carmen?
What is the function of the, okay, what is the function of the leader in an existential group? So existentialism therapy or existential therapy, sorry. That's self-awareness. To challenge each member to transform themselves. B, to explore the member's past history. C, to challenge, each member to remain the same, or D, to assist a member in exploring their ego functions. So I'm going to remove D. And B.
I'm sorry, which one?
D and B.
D. Who does D belong to?
D, well, I saw ego, so it's talking about the id, the ego, so it's still Freud to me.
Okay.
And so is B.
So now between A and C?
Right. So the goal there is that the person is the one that wants to have that change. So it's A.
Got it. Got it. Existentialism means what?
It emphasizes the individual's search for their meaning and purpose.
Got it. Very good. Why am I here? What's my purpose? Very good. Michelle? Michelle, I don't hear you. You're
Super's
muted.
life,
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Gotcha.
Super's life stage model would not have an explanation for Super's life stage model would not have explanation for a
Semi-question first. Super did what?
life stage model would have an explanation for.
Okay. Is she breaking up, guys, or just me? You're breaking up.
Try again. I'm still
Much
breaking.
better. That's better. Okay.
Okay. Super's life stage model would have an explanation for. Super's life stage model would not have an explanation for
Who is super? Who's super?
life whole life
Very good.
I mean,
Very good.
okay. A college freshman unsure what field to prepare for. B woman was just the banking industry. C grandmother who decide to go to college and become a therapist within the past when in the past she has with children. D retiree who takes up woodworking. So would that have an explanation for?
So it's a not question. So it not questions, right? We start off with what is right. Right. So a super would have his theory would explain which one. We're going to take out the ones that are right.
Retiree who take up woodworking.
We're going to take out the retiree. That is true. That is something he would, right? That's that last stage. If I've disengaged, right? Okay. So that is something he would do.
And also grandmother who decided to go to college to become a therapist when has entire life raising children.
That's my answer.
Let me see.
That's my answer. So Eric's super just talked about the developmental stage where you should be, right? A college freshman, unsure of what field, remember? So that would be if I'm 18, 19, 20, that's that exploration stage. Okay. A 30-year-old who had several jobs in the banking industry, that would also be something he would talk about, right? Because again, I should be stabilized. But the grandma he didn't say anything about going back to college after you spent your whole life raising children. So that might be something that Erickson would say, right? If you didn't get that psychosocial need, right? You want to always become a teacher, and now you're in integrity versus despair. But that's not something super would say.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I saw it the other way around. That's what happened. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Anybody want to talk about that one? That's a tough one, I think, is understanding what super would say.
I remember, I think on your video or something you said for his the career goal, he want like back in his time and especially
Mhm.
the white culture, he thought like between by like 18, he was expecting whoever to know what their career is. So
Mhm,
that's why
mhm,
so
mhm.
he wouldn't think anyone would that old person to go back in college. It wasn't in his arch.
You should exactly. You should know exactly what you're doing already. Absolutely. Absolutely. Very good. Okay. I'm going to go backwards. Michelle?
Which is the following skills is defined as offering possible reason for individual thoughts, feelings, and behavior? Which of the following skills is defined as offering possible reason for individual thoughts, feeling, and behavior? A, interpreting.
What is my question asking me?
Which is the following skills
Okay.
is
So
defined?
okay. These
The
are,
skills.
they're actually, the overall umbrella are called active listening skills. Active listening is
Yes.
one of them, but the overall umbrella, right, is active listening. Okay. So which one of these active listening skills would I use for this? Go ahead. Mhm.
Okay, thought, feelings, and behavior. We take out evaluating.
Okay.
And let's see. Giving feedback.
Okay. Remember about feedback. When I always think about that, I think of positive and negative feedback in families. Remember, positive feedback adds something, changes their homeostasis. Negative feedback does nothing. Okay. So
Yes.
now you're between A and D.
Interpreting is the answer.
It is. It is. Very good. Very good. So interpreting is helping you see it a little bit differently. Got it? Very good. Very good. Okay. I'm going to go to you, Deborah. That one.
A clinical professor and a graduate assistant student started an affair during the fall semester. The professor ended the affair before summer, and the student filed sexual harassment charges after his wife and job. Ethical issue involved is a interprofessional relationship.
In my question, what's happening?
What is the ethical law that they violated by having an affair, dual relationship?
Okay.
So it is interprofessional relationships, 2, student disclosure of personal information, C, privacy and confidentiality, D, dual relationship and conflict of interest. I guess it's D.
Okay. What's the difference between those?
Between dual relationship and conflict of interest? Well, being that the conflict of interest, well, the dual relationship is that he's teaching her, he's in authority, and then he's having a sexual relationship with her.
Okay, so I can only have one relationship with you. That's the dual relationship, right? I only get one, nothing else.
So the conflict just comes that because she's under his authority, that he would probably not be objective or fair or
the conflict of interest is almost always about money. On the test, what you're looking for is a client used to be your client, and you run into her and she says, oh, you know what? I got a hair salon now. Let me do your hair for free. So there's money involved. So conflict of interest is I've gained financially or something money involved because of a past relationship.
I didn't know that. Thank
Okay,
you.
so the conflict of interest includes money. So that's the difference. That's the best of the four, but if I have to pick and choose, that would be a dual relationship.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought that it was also the conflict of interest would just be a part of like a relationship. So it only has to do with money?
It has to do with me, you're no longer my client anymore.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So now it could be, it doesn't always have to be with money, but it's almost always with money. The question is trying to make it very clear. So you used to work for me. You were my client. It's 10 years down the road and I hire you to be my secretary.
Okay.
That's a conflict of interest. We don't have a relationship anymore, do we? That's not a dual relationship, but it's a
No.
conflict of interest. So,
Okay.
okay. And especially if the question will say that you took it because I knew I could offer you a lower salary. Okay. Okay. Let's go ahead and go with you, Rosalie.
Which type of groups would be most likely to include the following introduction? We will pay practical attention. We will pay partial or practical?
We will
Practical.
pay particular attention to the here and now, and with whatever prevents you from maintaining a person-centered awareness. A present-centered awareness. Wow, I can read.
Okay. Which type of group would most likely to introduce the here and now and deal with whatever presents you for maintaining the person-centered awareness? Here and now is Gestalt.
Mhm.
So
So
the answer is D.
So very good. Let's go with psychodynamic. Well, who does that belong to?
Freud.
Okay. And CB, cognitive behavior.
CBT is Ellis,
Okay.
right?
The goal of CBT is what?
Behavior.
To change the way that you think, the way you feel, and the way you behave. Okay.
Oh,
very
wait,
good.
is it CBT?
I
Is it
Sorry,
It's
Beck.
Beck.
Yes.
Oh.
REBT is Alice.
Yes, sorry.
Thank you, guys. Okay. Sashi?
Which of the following is intended to encourage deeper self-exploration, promote full use of potentials, and bring about awareness of self-contradictions? Which of the following is intended to encourage deeper self-exploration, promote full use of potential, and bring about awareness of self-contradiction? A, clarifying, B, interpreting, C, confronting, D, supporting. Not D, not C. I mean, not D, not D, not it's A.
Deborah, why?
Because self-contradiction is the key word in there. That help us understand is confronting.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay. Clarifying is asking questions, gathering more information. But when it says, awareness of my own self-contradictions, I'm gonna call you on it.
Mm.
Okay.
I thought about it, but when I go back to read different words before that, I thought, oh, maybe it's not.
Okay. So full use of your potential, deeper exploration. So clarify would be, I just don't understand.
Mm.
And interpreting is putting it, helping the client see it from a different view. Okay. I know this one's a book. If I can change the focus of it. Nope, that way either. Let me come back to that one so I can clean it up. Carmen?
What is the fundamental principle of ethical behavior that is known as dealing truthfully with individuals with whom counselors come into professional contact? So this is an ethics question, and we're trying to find out the main or ideal principle when dealing with truthfully, the keyword here to me, with individuals.
Mm-hmm.
You come in contact with them. So we want to make sure that we are obviously no, we don't mean any harm, or we're trying to keep the person safe. So to me, I want to say is beneficence.
Okay. So benefice, but it says about being truthful. Did I miss that part?
Oh, okay, truthful. Okay, so also then autonomy.
My wedding vows should be fidelity and veracity. Fidelity means I'll be faithful. Veracity means I'll be truthful. So veracity is the one that's truthful.
Truthful. Okay.
I cannot lie to my client.
I got it.
Benefice means what I do will benefit my client.
Mhm.
And autonomy means a client has the right to make their own choices. Let's stay there
Okay.
for a minute.
Veracity.
Say again.
Oh, I'm just writing it down so I can remember.
Okay, that's good. I just heard someone say that was a question.
And yeah, and I thought that that would benefit. That's why I was being like truthful, but okay, the veracity.
And it might, but it didn't ask you that, did it? I'm not being mean. I'm not being mean. So
No.
it might benefit them, but when it goes out of its way to mention truthful, then I know that's my answer.
No, okay, yeah, no, I'm glad you clarified it.
Rosemary?
Social exchange theory postulates that social exchange
Social exchange theory.
theory.
Do you know what that means?
Social exchange theory.
Mm-hmm. Do I know what that means? I usually show
Let's-
the picture of the scales. Let me show you. It is the right answer of why a person leaves a domestic violence relationship.
They stay until it doesn't serve them anymore.
Ah, so as long as I'm getting more than I'm giving, I will stay. The minute it costs me too much, I'm going to leave. And it's not just necessarily in a domestic violence relationship, but it's in any relationship. It's any job, it's any friendship, it's anything at all, right? I'll stay as long as I'm getting more that I'm putting in.
So then the answer would be B.
Okay. So that's the social exchange theory. The minute it flips and it's costing me too much, I'll stay if he's abusing me. I'll stay because he's good to the kids. I'll stay in a job that I hate because they're paying me. But the minute it flips and it costs me too much, adios, amigos. Okay. So now, so it is B. Okay. As long as the rewards are greater than the cost, I will stay.
So, Dr. Pam,
Mm-hmm.
you said that, I mean, I heard, let me say that I heard that you said that as long as you're getting more than you're giving, is that what you said?
As long as I'm benefiting, yes. As long as the scales tip this way.
Okay.
Okay. So as long as so in any relationship, whether it's a marriage, whether it's a job, the theory says that we're selfish people, that overall we're selfish people. And as long as I'm getting more than I'm giving, as long as I'm benefiting more than it's costing me, I will stay in the relationship.
Okay.
It's social exchange. He says that's just who people are.
Yeah, somehow in my brain, the two differs in the sense that I may be giving more than I receive, yet I stay because it benefits me somehow. And then I don't, it doesn't when it costs me too much.
Okay, so when those benefits are less than, right, the benefits start going down, I'm leaving.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'll endure some stuff, even a friendship, right? You call a friend 1,000 times, and if they stop calling you back, you're done. Okay, so as long as it's benefiting me, I'll stay.
Okay.
Go ahead and take this one, Deborah.
Multicultural counselors often adhere to the emic viewpoint. Oh my goodness. The word emic is associated with the Supreme Court decision of 1954 outlawing segregation. B suggests that all clients are alike regardless of culture. C is associated with rational RBT. D is a cultural specific perspective from the word phonemic, meaning sound in a particular language. I know it's not D. I know it's not B. And I don't remember what M. I know it's two terms. And I forgot about them.
So what did you take out? D and what else?
D and B.
Okay.
Boy.
So if I weren't here, and I'm not going to take out B, if I weren't here, how would you figure it out? What would you do?
If you were not there.
I'm going to take them all out. Let's start over.
Well, I know it's not A either. I would take out A and D.
Why are you taking out D?
It says it's a culture specific from the word phonetic, meaning sound in a particular language.
The etic viewpoint is B. We're all alike. The emic viewpoint is culturally specific. I want to see it from my client's viewpoint.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Etic is I see everybody the same. EMIC is I want to see it specifically from my client's viewpoint.
Okay.
EMIC is that, so ethic is we all bleed red, which is true, right? We all bleed red.
Mm-hmm.
EMIC is that everybody doesn't get treated the same at the hospital. And when my client comes in and tells me that, you know, they were seen last because they don't have insurance, I understand from that really happened because cultures are treated differently.
Mm-hmm.
Ethic, think about American etiquette. We do not want to be etiquette. We want to be EMIC. We want to see it from the client's viewpoint.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go back over those. Remember, let's know EMIC and ethic. Let me pull another one of those up. Ethic is from the client's is the worldview. We don't like the worldview.
Etic is ETIC.
Well done.
I think, Dr. Pom, you might have said in some other video, ethic is like etiquette.
Mm-hmm.
So it's I remember like etiquette is like more most people wouldn't know etiquettes. So that's how I remember.
American etiquette, right? Because Americans, we eat with a fork and a knife, and this is what we do. And if people do it differently, right? Okay, Rosemary, take this one.
A counselor is confronted with his or her first Native American client. Native Americans, also called American Indians on some exams, are descendants of the original inhabitants of North America. After the initial session, the counselor secures several books which delineate
Describe, break them up.
the culture's aspects of Native American life. She discovers that there are over 560 federal recognized tribes in the United States. The counselor most likely believes in the blank.
And what does the question even ask me?
Okay, so she's having her first Native American client.
Mhm.
So, the counselor has secured several books because she wants to find out about their culture or their beliefs. So she discovers that there's already 560 recognized tribes in the United States. So the counselor most likely believes in the blank. So she's having to find out them, right? So go ahead.
She's learning about the other cultures, the other tribe, the Native American. Okay.
So the emic viewpoint, the audioplasty viewpoint, etic viewpoint, and audioplastic viewpoint.
So
Audioplast.
auto and allo.
Okay. What is that?
I'll tell you, it's either etic or emic.
I'm sorry?
The answer is either etic or emic.
Yes. But can you tell me what the other?
That's my next question.
Oh.
No, I cannot, because then that's my next question. So
Okay. We said emic. Emic was too specific, and etic is too general. Right?
Keep going. Figure it out. This is our last session. I won't be in your head unless you watch my videos. Figure it out.
Well, if she's looking for a specific Native American client, because she has one, so then it would be emic.
Very Very good.
'Cause
She's trying to see
culture
it from the
specific.
client's viewpoint. Very good. From the client's viewpoint. Very good. Okay. Okay. Michelle. I'll tell you it's not emic or etic. You're muted. I don't hear you.
A young Latino male is the victim of discrimination. His counselor remarks, I hear what you are saying and I will help you change your thinking so this will not have such a profound impact on you. A young Latino male is the victim of discrimination. His counselor's remarks, I hear what you are saying and I will help you change your thinking so this will not have such a profound impact on you. In this case, the counselor had suggested autoplastic method copy.
Because the change is coming from where?
Then from within.
Yes, very good. Auto is changed within. Allo is changing the society. Very good. Very good. Are we good now? Did that answer your question?
Yes.
All right. $340. Take that one. Who? Let's see. Who doesn't have one? I'll go back in order. Sashi.
At which stages does leadership become shared by group participants? At which stage does leadership become shared by group participants? A, at the forming stage, B, at the performing stage, C, at the storming stage, D, at the norming stage. Not A, not C. I think it's B.
What's the difference between B and D?
D is the group is after storm group is kind of settling down, like everybody becomes kind of like acquainted to kind of some sort of each other, becoming
Yeah.
comfortable.
Am I appointed at that group or am I how do I get there?
After
Who decides where we're at?
the leader,
The norms are decided by the group. So the actual first stage, according of her shared leadership, according to Tuckman, is the norms.
oh,
So the other therapists don't have a norming stage, right? They go just to performing. But he says a norm because the norms are the first time that we actually share ownership. So I don't create the norms, the group does. I create the rules, but the group creates the norms. Okay. So now if it said Yalom, it would be when they're at the cohesiveness state, but Tuckman is the only one that has the norming stage. So the group sets its own norms. Right.
It's that one only because of the theorist.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And that's the whole issue of the test is what theorist believes what. That's the whole issue. Okay. Deborah?
But you're missing, is that the one I'm reading?
Hold on. There we go.
A group member is engaging in a side conversation, a psychoeducational group. The group leader stops and say, Mary, I'm sure that what you are talking about is very important to you, but you're missing out on some good content here, and it's difficult for me to teach because I'm distracted. Would you please put that on hold for now and resume it at the break? In terms of assertiveness skills, the group members will experience what curative factor? A, imitative behavior, B, group cohesion, C, corrective recapitulation of the primary family group, D, installation of hope. I would think it's A, because she is the leader, is expressing what she needs, her expectation clearly, so that the group can mimic what she does.
Got it. Got it. Rosemary.
A new IQ test yield results nearly identical to other standardized measures would be said to have a new IQ test which yielded results nearly identical to other standardized measures would be said to have blank. A good concurrent validity, good face validity, superb internal consistency, all of the above. A new IQ test, which yield results nearly identical to the standard measure.
So I've got a new test and an old test, and they match, which
Mhm.
makes me very, very happy. Okay, so the question is, what's that called? Let's rule out.
Superior internal consistency.
What's internal consistency mean?
Mm,
That the test measures what it's supposed to measure, right? Internally, it does what it's supposed to do. Okay, so content validity, when you get to the test, right? The test is supposed to match what you've been studying. Okay.
Eliminate D.
Okay.
And the answer would be B.
So what does face validity mean?
That is it measures the same.
Hold on. One second. Oh, I can't see it. Okay. Trying to get a place you can see. Face validity is I can look at it. I can tell you what it is just by looking at it. Any idiot can use face validity. If I go to the restroom and one says girls and one says boys, that's face validity.
Mhm.
Okay. So concurrent validity means these two things happen at the same time. Good concurrent validity. And you might not have known that one, but remember, face validities, that's the simple one. Everybody, I can tell what it is just by looking at it. Okay.
Okay.
Remember, those are my easy ones. 33 questions in there. Just memorize. Those are my easy ones. Michelle?
A career counselor is using a test for job selection purposes. an acceptable reliability coefficient would be a career counselor is using a test for job selection purposes. An acceptable reliability coefficient would be blank or higher. A, 0.20, B, 0.55, C, 0.80, D, 0.70. So we're gonna read A.
What's the question asking me?
It's asking me if coefficient would be blank or higher.
Your sound is still really spotty, by the way.
No. What about now?
Keep trying.
Better.
Just keep talking.
Okay. Yeah. An acceptable reliability coefficient would be blank or higher. So I was saying A.
What's your answer?
0.80.
Really bad. So put it in the chat box and then go out and come back in because it's just, I think it's a bad signal. The answer is D. Because the question says, which is acceptable reliability. If it asks me which is the highest reliability, it would be C. But the question says an acceptable reliability. Remember, we'll take anything 0.7 or higher. Anything below that is not acceptable. Okay. If it asks me what the best one would be, that would be a different story.
See, because I guess I made it, I mean, I read it, but I didn't pay attention to acceptable. I just saw reliability
Yeah.
coefficient higher, which is why I thought C.
Somewhere I heard it was a reading test. I'm not sure where I heard that, but I'm pretty sure somebody told me that if you really just focus on the question, you might pass. Did you ever hear that before? Okay, just making sure that we understand the rules. It says, okay. Okay, I'm gonna throw you a curveball. Remember how to do these? Michelle, try to exit out and come back in. See if it makes it better. Carmen, remember what to do here?
Sorry, okay, let me read it. The same test is given to the same group of people using a retest reliability method. The correlation between the first and the second administration is 0.70. The true variance, which is, example, the percentage of shared variance or the level of the same thing measured in both is. So I hope I got it right, but is it 70%?
Okay, so how do I get, what's the formula?
I'm trying to remember.
Okay, so the formula is, if I look at the amount they have in common, I square the 7.
Yeah, there.
Okay, that's the amount they have in common. That's the shared variance. If it asks me how much they don't have in common, what do I do?
You divided.
I subtract it from 100.
Oh, subtracted, sorry.
Okay, so let's go back over this. And
So
again,
that's variance, shared
okay, so
variance.
variance is I square the number they give me to get what they have in common. What they don't have in common, remember, perfect correlation is 100. So I'm going to subtract what they don't have in common. right? So if they have 49% in common, my assumption is the amount that they don't have in common would be 51%. Make sense? Just the rule, just math just has rules.
So if it's not in common, it's 51%. If it's in common, it's going to be 49.
Got it. This total correlation is 1.0. Okay, you're going to get, I think my client said she had like 3 of those. Again, those are the easy ones. Easy ones. Okay. Hello, Ria. How are you?
Okay, I apologize for being late.
Not a problem. Not a problem. This is we're going to defense mechanisms.
Okay, Ted has always felt inferior intellectually. He currently works out at the gym at least 4 hours daily and is taking massive doses of dangerous steroids to build his muscles. The ego defense mechanism and the action here is A, reaction formation, B, compensation, C, projection, D, rationalization. Okay, so he has always felt inferior intellectually. Massive doses of dangerous. I would say I would take out rationalization, D, and projection, C. I will say that the answer is B.
Everybody agree?
Yes.
Very good. He's overcompensating. He feels inferior intellectually. So he's overcompensating in a different area. Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay, I'm going to go back. Sasha.
The client's tendency to inhibit or fight against the therapeutic process is known as the client's tendency to inhibit or fight against the therapeutic process is known as A, resistance, B, sublimation, C, projection, D, individuation. I will eliminate B and D.
What is sublimation?
Sublimation is like if like somebody's aggressive and in order for him to be accepted, he might be a boxer.
Got it. Got it. He finds a better way to let out that inappropriateness. Absolutely. Perfect.
Eliminate D.
So now between A and C.
I'm thinking it's A.
You'd be correct. That's resistance. Deborah? I've got to run to the restroom, guys. If you want to do that one together, you can. Let me see if I can give you a 2 real quick.
Freud has been called the most significant theorist in the entire history of psychology.
Can you see both of those guys?
Yes.
Okay, you can do them both. I'll be right back. You can work them together as well. Come here, baby. I'm coming.
Freud has been called the most significant theorist in the entire history of psychology. His greatest contribution was his conceptualization of the unconscious mind. Critics, however, contend that A, he was too concerned with the totem and the taboo. B, he failed to emphasize sex. C, many aspects of his theory are difficult to test from a scientific standpoint. D, he was pro-female. It's C. It's not B because you know that's what he did. A is, I don't know what they're talking about. And yeah, it's C. Everybody agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Number 2 is when a client becomes aware of a factor in his or her life that was heretofore unknown, counselors refer to it as. When a client becomes aware of a factor in his or her life that was heretofore unknown, client refer to it as A, individual psychology, B, confrontation, C, transference neurosis, D, insight. I would say insight. D. Everybody agrees? Oh, what happened?
That's what I had thought, insight.
Hmm?
I thought insight too.
Yes. Yeah, me too.
Okay. We are done.
She needs to let Michelle back in.
Michelle is in.
I'm in.
Oh, she is? Oh, I didn't see her. Sorry.
Whew. Is everybody stressed like I am?
Of course.
What was your question, Deborah?
Is everyone stressed as I am?
Welcome.
Ria, do you have a test date?
Yeah, April, I believe it's April 22nd.
Oh, you got your accommodation?
No, they said that because my test was already scheduled, that like they couldn't, because it's already scheduled, so they wouldn't apply it. But I would have rescheduled it to get the accommodation, but I'm just gonna do it.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I never had accommodations, and I don't feel like I was running out of time too much. But it would have been nice to be able to just don't feel, have that feeling of being rushed. So
Pressured, yeah.
we'll see.
I think you could pay $50 to
To
change the
reschedule
date.
it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they took a long time to even respond.
Yeah, that's what I had to do. I had the 21st, so I canceled, and I'm still for them to approve the accommodation. They had me fill out different forms depending on who I talked to that day. So hopefully this is the last one I filled out.
Yeah.
That's what I don't want. There's only one form for the accommodation on an NBCC website.
So did you have to submit a doctor's note with the form or just the form?
No,
I
that
submitted the form with the doctor.
Because doctor signed that
Yeah.
form they provide.
So no,
You do the upper part, which is all information about you,
you're still
and then the
breaking.
lower part,
You're still breaking.
I don't know what's going on.
You
Is it
sound
still?
now. It's better now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
the one part you enter your personal information, and the second part is the doctor's, NPI, their address and phone number, their website, and everything. They sign it, and whatever you need, the doctor is giving it to you, put it in there.
You're still coming in and out.
Did you restart, Michelle?
I did. Maybe my probably need to be maybe get out and I just or do my thing and
Okay. So my answer to those were
C and D.
very good. Very good. Very good. So remember with C, that's why we call his test projective, right? As well as subjective. It's just his opinion. Where did I go next? Did Deborah do this by herself? Does she need another question?
I did 2 by myself.
Oh
And I-
man.
I did 2.
Okay. Then you are good. Rosemary, this is yours.
Adler emphasized that people wish to belong. This is known as a superiority, social connectedness, C, the collective unconscious, and D, animus. Animus.
What can I rule out?
Oh, C, the collective unconsciousness,
Okay. That belongs to who?
Freud.
Collective unconscious belongs to Carl Jung.
Oh,
And your unconscious is not just your stuff, it's stuff from the society, stuff from your ancestors.
superiority.
Now you're between B and D.
I want to go with D.
No, you don't.
No.
D is the archetypes that belong to Carl Jung. He said inside of us, we have the opposite gender. The animus is the man. So Adler talked about the importance of lifestyle and being in a lifestyle. He said we all want to be socially connected. Superiority is where I thought you would miss because that is a term he used. We all feel inferior and we're trying to get to be superior. Okay. So the question would have said something about what they strive for, but they wish to belong. They belong. We all want to be part of a community. Adler talked about lifestyle. Take this one, Carmen.
An eclectic counselor. A is analytic, B is behavioristic, C attempts to choose the best theoretical approach based on the client's attributes, resources, and situation. D insists on including all family members in the treatment. So you said that we do not want to be eclectic, right? But in this case, it would be C because they're just choosing the best one.
So eclectic approach is, got it. And who are we talking about specifically?
You said it was trying to think.
Lazarus, basic idea.
Yes, Lazarus.
Okay. A belongs to who?
Freud.
Very good, because psychoanalytic is a Freudian term. Very good, very good. Okay, back to you, Rhea.
A man says, "My life has been lousy for the past 6 months." The counselor replies, "Can you tell me specifically what has made life so bad in the last 6 months?" The counselor is using interpretation, using summarization, using concreteness, using a death psychology paradigm. Okay, my life has been lousy for the last past 6 months. So what has made your life so bad over the last weeks? I would say
Let's
that it's
rule
B.
out. Let's rule out. So, okay, so it's not B. Summarization is at the very end. We summarize
B.
at the end. So that's not it.
Okay.
This is one of my active listening skills.
So interpretation.
It is concreteness. The word
Concreteness?
concreteness is yes. So the word in the question, they said, tell me specifically what has made your life so bad.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of talking about this fake thing out here, I want to know specifically what has made your life so bad. Okay.
So definite.
All right. I think about real, like, right? Tell me a real example. When I do that with you guys all the time, when I ask you about a theory and you tell me something, and then I'm like, give me an example, right? Because I really want to look at, do you know this specific theory? Okay, I'm going to you, Deborah.
All of the following are procedures that are commonly used in reality therapy, except A, exploring one's needs and perception, B, exploring early recollection, C, focusing on the present, D, planning and commitment. I would say it is B.
Okay.
All the following, yeah, except B.
Okay, very good, very good. What is the WDEP?
We saw it. Boy, I can't remember.
Okay, what does A say?
Affect.
Thank you. We
Oh,
studied.
sorry. What does A say?
Oh, A says exploring one's need and perception.
What is WDEP?
Exploring one's need and perception.
Okay, I'm not trying to make it hard. I'm just trying, okay? So okay, stay here then with me, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Michelle. Michelle, do you see my question? You're mute. Oh, okay, try again.
Okay. Is it better?
Yes.
Okay. Would Balding believe that all the following encourage your clients involved in therapy except? Would Balding believes all the following encourage the clients involved in therapy except?
What would Balding do? What's he known for?
I really don't.
WDEP.
Oh.
Well, Balding wrote WDEP, but it's part of reality therapy.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so are we clear?
Okay. Appropriate use of humor. B, attending behavior. C, facilitative self-disclosure. D, allowing the client to focus on symptoms.
Let's
Okay.
rule out.
It says looking for them to be accepted. Rule out A.
So these are the things he would do, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The only thing you need to know about Wilding is WDEP and that it's part of reality therapy. Okay. That's the only time you'll ever see his name. So keep going.
Okay. And C. Okay. So if he said client involvement, so answer would be B.
WEDP is what? What the client wants.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Wants, express, effect, and
Need.
need. So
So
it would be D then.
it would be D. Absolutely. In general, reality therapy doesn't focus on the symptoms. Reality therapy just says you did it, you own it. Okay. So with Bowling, the WDP isn't really a separate therapy. It's just how we understand for people that use reality therapy. That's a technique to help us use it.
Doesn't reality therapy have the 3 R's? Reality, responsibility, and rightness?
It does. I've not seen that as a test question though.
Okay.
But you're right. Yes. Okay. Let's see, where did I start? I am with you, Rosemary.
Viktor Frankl is the father of logotherapy, which is based on existentialism. Logotherapy means Frankl is the father of logotherapy. Healing through meaning, healing through unconscious, logic cues, all of the above. Existentialism. Is it all of the above?
What is existentialism? Why do I exist? What is my purpose? Why am I here?
Your meaning.
Okay. So it's meaning through life, healing through meaning. Why am I here? So remember, Viktor Frankl is the one that was caught in the Nazi concentration camp. So existentialism is not what we're going to use on a 6-year-old. You exist to get up and go to school because I'm your mom and you said so, right? An existential vacuum are people who are lost, or existential crisis or I'm lost. So logotherapy, which is the same of his book, but it really means the same thing, is what is my meaning in life? Okay. And I like your guess, but remember, very few people, but Freud believe in the unconsciousness. So I would start by ruling that one out. Okay. We're going to stay with Frankl. Ria?
Frankel's experience in Nazi concentration camps taught him A, the value of stimulus response physical paradigms. B, the you can't control the environment, but you can control your response. C, that blaming others can be truly therapeutic. D, the value of active directive counseling. I would get rid of the blaming others. C.
I don't know what therapy likes that, but I like that. I can just blame others for everything else. I take I take that therapy. Everybody else's fault.
D, I will get rid of.
Okay.
And I think I would tell him. Because he was in a Nazi concentration camp, I would actually choose that you can't control the environment, but you can control your response.
Very good. Very good. A is a behaviors, right? Stimulus response. That's a behavior.
Mhm.
Okay, that's more of Pavlov classical conditioning. Okay, so very good. Why do I exist? What is my purpose? He's also a control. You've got control over your choices, right? Very good. Okay, I'm gonna stay with you, Carmen.
When the past is discussed in reality therapy, the focus is on A, failures, B, irrational internal verbalizations, C, transference issues, or D, successful behaviors. Okay, so when the past is discussed, so we want to eliminate D because that's in the future, or I think when that happens as you're going through the therapy.
I'm sorry, which would you take out?
Oh no, I want to remove D.
Dog.
No,
When the past is discussed in reality therapy is what?
What happened to you didn't not that it didn't matter, but it's not what's gonna define you.
Okay, so reality therapy is, remember, that's so existentialism is what we're talking about, why I exist. Reality therapy is Glasser, and I'm going over these because my people have told me this week there's a lot of questions on reality therapy. You know, it could change next time, but that's where we're at right now. Reality therapy is I've got these needs that need to be met, right? Love, belonging, hope, what else? Love, belonging, freedom, fun. And how I get those things met is up to me. So Rosemary just talked about the 4 R's.
Yeah.
I'm responsible for my choices. Okay. So it's very much a here and now. So if I choose to get love and belonging from your husband, Carmen, you know, I can't be one, but you know, I was abused as a kid and I don't know what love is, and I never attached to anybody. Class would say, girl, shut up, own it. Right? And when my business is shut down because Carmen blew me up all over Facebook of what I did, it's still my fault. I don't care what happened in the past. Okay. Again, step on toes to make you remember reality therapies. I made a bad choice and I'm responsible for the choices that I make. Okay. So when I look at it's a present focused. So when I'm looking, when the past is discussed in reality therapy, we're not going to focus on what I did wrong. Okay. Irrational internal verbalizations. What does that mean?
Well, like what you said right now, that you're just thinking like blaming, and it's somebody else's.
Okay, so that's stinking thinking. Internal verbalizations. Those are the thoughts in my head. Okay, so CBT says I got stinking thinking. So irrational internal verbalizations. I didn't say them out loud, right? Those are my thoughts. That would be a CBT thing. Okay. Now, who does C belong to?
Is it Freud?
Transference always belongs to Freud. What's my answer?
Yes, you're right. D.
Well, thank you that I'm right. I spent a lot of time. Okay. So I think you got confused between reality and existentialism.
I did actually.
Because I changed questions. I went to different theorists and I didn't say anything. So I think is that fair to say?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. That is what was going through my mind.
Okay. And the test is not going to say, hey, we're switching, we're going someplace else right now.
Yes, I know, and that's my thing. It's like well, I know that the ladies here said that it's just a lot, it's overwhelming. And to get it all in one and then to hopefully get it right the moment that you read it. I know it's a reading test, but it can be overwhelming. And so I personally, I struggle with self-doubt. Like I'm just like, is it this? Is it this? So yeah.
The goal of these sessions and continuing sessions that you've heard my voice so many times, you don't even hear your own voice. I don't just hear my voice. Dr. Pam said reality therapy is this, and I have heard it so many times. There's no room for your voice. It's my voice in your head. Okay. So honestly, let go of memorizing, let go of what it means to me. All you need to know is this is what Glasser said. And Pam told me what Glasser said. Okay. So honestly, let go of all of those things that make you a great therapist. I don't want to be in your head when you're doing therapy, right? That is I know I got enough in my own head, but I want you to know the theory. So there's no self-doubt because you've heard it 1,000 times. Okay.
Yes.
Michelle, if your family doesn't hate me yet, you're not ready to take the test. Just so you know. They don't hate me yet. They need to hate me. Michelle?
Ellis feels that blank is at the core of emotional disturbance. Ellis feels that blank is at the core of emotional disturbance. A, trauma before the age of 5. B, a current traumatic or activating event. C, irrational thinking at point B. D, repression of key feelings. Ellis feels that emotional disturbance. Okay. I'm going to eliminate.
Ellis is who?
Oh, let me see. Ellis. Gestalt?
Does Ellis and Gestalt sound similar?
No.
Am I missing something?
No.
Yeah.
In your language, is Gestalt pronounced Ellis?
No.
Okay. I'm sorry. I know that was mean, but it was purposeful. Okay.
No.
So Ellis can't be Gestalt.
Dr. Pam, I'm used to you by now. So everybody.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yes.
Somebody in the group mentioned it.
REBT.
REBT, yes.
Okay. It's the
No.
ABCDE of REBT.
Yes.
Okay. So now.
Black is at the core of the emotional disturbance. The answer would be B.
Of course. The B is your irrational belief system.
Yes.
A is the event. Something happened, right?
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay. Again, we just have to know when you get one line and my anxiety is going to be kicking my ass in the test. I can't, I have that brain fart. I've got to know this so well. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't talk about trauma. And
No.
The activating event is A. Who does D belong to?
Is it highlighted wrong?
Oh, no, B's the answer. I'm sorry. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
B is the answer. Did you say B? So C is the answer.
What?
Let me clarify. No, C is the answer. The B of the ABCD is the irrational belief. So C is the
C is the
answer,
answer.
because not the event, but the belief
But-
about the event. Hold on, let me go back and show you.
D is Freud.
Thank you very much. Repression is a defense mechanism, and that
Defense
belongs to
mechanism.
Freud. Yes, you girl, I like you. You might not get some questions right, but you're gonna tell me what you know. That's how you got through grad school. I don't know everything, but I'm gonna tell you what I know. It worked well in grad school. I'm not sure if that's a very good test strategy. Remember,
I don't know
Ella,
if that was a compliment or not, Rosalie.
it was factual statement.
It's okay. It's okay. I know Freud.
You gotta
Okay.
get used to Dr. Pam by now, you know, and this is how she kind of like has that way of pulling the negative out of you so that way you could learn through that experience. I mean, that's the way I see it. So she said, I have to take you. I'm gonna take you so that way you will always gonna remember this.
Yeah, exactly. Damn, she made me mad. But oh wait, I passed the test.
Yes.
You're gonna forget all the times I made you mad.
Yes.
Okay. So the B is the belief system. So the answer is C, but
C.
it's because
Yes,
it's the
irrational.
B. Remember, the event happens, not you guys, somebody else. You fail the test. That's not the problem. The thing is how you believe about the test. I'll never be a good counselor. Oh my gosh, I suck as a counselor. My life is over. I should have become a teacher. That causes the problem, the belief about the event. My goal is to remind you, D, is that the test and being a good counselor are not related. I want to change your belief system. Yes, you failed the test. Yes, you suck as a test taker. Facts. But you're a great therapist. That's A, B, C, D, E. That's the REBT of Ellis. The problem is your irrational belief system about the event. Beck is CBT. Beck says you always walk around with automatic thoughts. You always walk around that I'm not any good. I'm never going to make it. Always. Automatic thoughts are always there. Ellis says something happened, and the problem is the belief system about what happened. That makes sense?
Yes, but for this question, how did you determine that? Because I really thought it was B, the activating, because that's what Ellis is.
So that's the A. The problem is not that you failed the test. That's not the problem. A lot of people fail the test and come right back in a couple of days and get right back on it. A lot of people fail the test and sit in the corner and cry for 6 months because they believe that they're not a good therapist.
Irrational.
Belief system. The facts are the facts. You failed the test. That's the A. That's the fact.
Or that they trying to trick you.
That's an irrational belief system. Okay, but I cannot change the A. I cannot change the fact that you failed the test. That's a fact. Your husband wants to divorce you. That's a fact. Now, if my belief system is because he said I was fat, ugly, I can't cook, blah, 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 and I believe him, my C, my emotional consequences is I'm a hot mess, right? I'm a hot mess because he wants a divorce. And of course, he blames me because nobody's going to say, oh, I'm at therapy before where you blame everybody else. Yeah, right? So he's, you're fat, you're ugly, you're stupid, you're blah, blah, blah. If I believe him, my emotional consequences, am I going to be looking for somebody great? If I believe what he told me, I'm going to be at the bar on Friday night, you know, and picking up whoever's left. The more I drink, the better you look. That's my emotional consequences because of my belief system. I go to therapy and my therapist says, now, wait a minute here. I was a lousy man anyway. He cheated on you. He barely paid any bills. He sucked. The problem is not you got a divorce. The problem is what you believe about the divorce. So if I can change your belief system, you'll have effective new consequences. You'll be waiting for the doctor. You'll be waiting for the good guy because you realize your self-worth, but it doesn't change the divorce. It doesn't change the event. So the problem is not that stuff happens. This problem is how I believe that stuff happens. So let's say, and I've seen it a million times on Facebook, they're out to get me. They're out to get me. They rig the test against me. If that's what I believe, right? It's on Facebook all the time. Come on, let's be honest. It's always on Facebook. If that's what I believe, why would I keep studying? Right? Why would I? No matter what I do, by the way, that's called external motivation or external, right? It's outside. So that's outside of me. So if why would I study? If I can challenge your belief system, that changes your feelings. That's going to change then whether or not you go back and take the test again. You all have clients that do this all the time. Little kids, my guidance counselors, right? Oh my gosh, Bobby talked about me and now nobody likes me. Do you not have that, my guidance counselors? Yes, Bobby, I promise you, other kids like you. Hopefully. Right? Hopefully. I cannot change that Bobby said that, you were ugly, but I can help you deal with how you believe about the event. You do it all the time, especially my guidance counselors, little kids, because they have irrational beliefs, don't they? I failed the test. I'm never going to graduate from college. That's my kid. Okay. We good? Okay. So the answer should have been the B of belief system. And yes, Rosemary, repression does belong to Freud. Okay. Okie dokie. So this is Sasha, and back to you.
Did you say answer was C, right?
The answer is C.
Irrational.
Yes. The one that's highlighted. Yes.
Thank you. TA is a cognitive model of therapy which asserts that healthy communication transactions. TA, transaction analysis, is a cognitive model of therapy which asserts that healthy communication transactions A occur where vectors to communication run parallel. B are known as cross transactions. C are always between the child and adult ego states. D are always empathetic.
Okay. We talked about TA earlier, did we not? Parent, child, adult. Was that this group? Did I talk about this?
Mm-hmm.
I did. Yes, I did, or no, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Okay. Okay.
I would eliminate D.
Okay. D is not a word. This is Eric Byrne, right? This is not a word. He did not talk about empathy at all.
Right.
I have 3 ego states, right? A parent, adult, and a child.
Right. Is this because C said always between child adult ego state?
So the goal of we'll have to, did I give you a picture today?
Picture?
Yeah, did I give you a picture today?
No.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
TA.
It's okay. I did to somebody else. Sorry. Part of the group, like, I don't know, right, you're my third one today, so let me just, let's go back. So transactional analysis says that we have 3 ego states, right? And the
Right.
problem is we should be coming from the appropriate ego state. Second. Mhm. That's why. One second. I always try to use the exact same picture. So when you watch the videos, you go back and watch this video, any video you watch, that's the picture I want you to have in your head of TA. TA says that all of us have a parent, child, and adult inside of us, correct? And the
Right.
goal is that sometimes I need someone to come from that parent state when I'm acting like an idiot.
So it shouldn't be parallel.
So hold on. I just had it too. So the goal is to come from the appropriate ego state. So if we're both coming adult to adult, that's fine. If we're coming adult to, we all need sometimes in that childhood state, we need someone to support us when we're coming from that state.
Right.
Dang, Pam. Okay. Can't figure out why I can't find my thing. Eric Bernay wrote the book, The Games People Play. And he
Right.
says that when we are coming from that last stage, here it is, there we go. Okay. So remember, the goal is ego states. That's a term that lets me know that it belongs to Bernay. So inside of me, I have a parent, adult, and a child. So right now, you are coming from complementary states where we're both coming from adult states, right? I talk to you as an adult, you talk to me as an adult. Occasionally, I'll come from the wrong child. I'll come from a childhood state where I need someone in my life to parent me. Usually, if you haven't seen my video, I tell you about my dog story. I was in court for 6 hours because my neighbor tried to eat my dog. My neighbor's dog tried to eat my dog. Had to hire this high power attorney because he was blah, blah, blah. The goal is that I wanted to speak, and my attorney said, do you want to win or do you want to speak? And you know me, I wouldn't get up there and tell that blah, 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 what I thought of him. I would have been under the jail. So the goal is that we should all be coming from the appropriate ego state. So parallel states. If you're coming adult from adult, that's where I should be coming. The goal is to live a scriptless life, right? To get rid of the script I learned in childhood, or to then learn the states. And it's a very confrontational theory because he's going to call you on it when you're coming from the inappropriate state. Okay. So let's go back to the question then. So healthy transactions come from what?
Is that the one on the left? Complementary is a healthy one.
Is a healthy one, because sometimes I need someone, but also if we're coming from the same ego state. You and I are we're out having fun, whether it's at work or anyplace else, we're out having fun. We can both be coming from our childhood state. That's okay.
Mm,
That's the goal, is to make sure that we're coming from a good place.
so in that case, C is the answer.
Okay. So always is not okay. The answer is A.
A. Mm.
When our vectors of communication run parallel, when we're coming from the same ego state, if we're both coming adult to adult, if we're both coming parent to child, wherever we're coming from, that's okay, because we're at the same place. I'm not talking down to you. You're not talking down to me.
Mm. Okay.
Okay. Feeling overwhelmed?
No, but just that
There's
theory.
a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot. There's a lot. Okay, I'm with you, Deborah. Do that. You're muted, baby. You're still muted, Deborah.
Sorry. A tornado ripped through several small cities in a largely rural area, displacing hundreds of I see your screen.
Hold on.
Okay. A tornado ripped through several small cities in a largely rural area, displacing hundreds of people. Upon learning this, many therapists volunteered their time organizing the delivery of food, water, and other resources, while others offered crisis mental health support. One team showed up at a motel that was filled with displaced families. They went door to door, checking on families and providing the same service as those in other locations. One therapist held back and primarily made casual contacts in the lobby where several injured families had gathered to talk. She left her business card and said she could be contacted if anyone needed help talking about the drama at a later time. This therapist is. So this is an ethical question. A, not documenting her contacts properly. B, leaving families feeling obligated, pressured, and overexposed. C, violating the professional ethic code by soliciting clients. D, creating a conflict of interest between herself and her potential client. So I'm thinking, so I'll eliminate. I'm gonna eliminate A and B.
So now I should be between C and D.
So she can, I believe that a therapist can solicit client. No, we cannot. The client has to come to us.
That's not true.
That's not true? Okay.
I can solicit clients, but can I solicit clients in this setting?
No, it was D. I'm thinking it's D because I'm thinking it's a dual relationship as well because she's volunteering in a setting that's.
My answer is C.
It's C? Okay.
Tell me why.
Oh, violating the because she's using the event that's happening for her own gain.
Ding, ding, ding. So in this event, I cannot solicit clients. I can
Mhm.
solicit clients every other day. Yes, I can. I can hang out my shingle. I can put on website. I can buy advertisements. Of course I can. That's how you're going to make money. But in this situation, I cannot do that. They're in crisis, and I'm trying to profit off of them. So D is also true.
Mhm.
Okay. But the question says she left her business card, so she should be contacted if anyone needs help after the trauma. In this one, they're particularly making sure you understand that I cannot do this because it is a trauma. It is a traumatic event.
That was close. Thank you.
Okay, that was a tough one. But so in every question, I'm trying to see what are they measuring. In this specific question, when they go out of their way to talk about the trauma, okay. Have I made any money off of it yet?
No.
Any money yet? I say yet because
Oh,
that's
that's
not
why the
right.
concept not the right one. I got you. Okay.
Okay.
I was thinking ahead.
Ah, that's what you smart therapists do.
Dr. Pam, did you put anything in the chat? What the chat so I didn't see? Since
I
I'm
don't think
doing.
I put anything in the chat.
Oh, okay, okay. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything.
They're all on this sheet of paper. I haven't put anything in the chat, I don't think. Okay, I'm gonna go with you, Rhea.
You are a hospital therapist. You are asked by a physician to see his client who has been newly diagnosed with ovarian cancer. Ovarian cancer. You enter the hospital room. How do you introduce yourself and begin the conversation?
I'm gonna give you some ABs in there, but it ain't working for me. But
Okay, A, walk in, sit down, and start your psychosocial assessment questions. B, introduce yourself and leave a stack of pamphlets from the American Cancer Society along with your card. C, introduce yourself and ask the client if this is a good time to talk. Describe your role in general terms before asking if you may help assist her with current concerns or post hospital planning. D, introduce yourself and let the client know that her physician referred her as she has advanced and life-threatening cancer. I was
let's rule out. Let's rule out if I know the answer.
okay. I'm going to get rid of A and B.
Okay. So now between C and D.
I'm going to choose C,
Okay. And why is that over D?
because they use a lot of words in that explanation and they're not going to waste their time with.
Oh my
No.
God.
Okay, I'm no, that's
Oh
I'm just playing.
God.
I'm just playing.
Oh, that's all over Facebook too, isn't it? Pick the one with the longest answers. That's all over Facebook. Okay,
No,
you
I'm
have to
just
give me a
playing.
better rationale than that.
Okay. No, that's just the proper way of, that's
What's the difference between C and D?
actually you going in okay, so C, you actually explaining your role, who you are, what you're gonna assist with, and kind of telling them the why, like the why are you there and why would you be assisting. The D one is basically like you introducing yourself, but then you letting them know that it was referred by the doctor, and putting too much information on there about like advanced and life-threatening cancer that may, scare a person off.
Got it. B is C is my better answer.
And also, Dr. Pam, and you at that moment, you gotta make sure that the client is willing to talk by asking, is it a good time to talk?
Mhm. Yes.
And I'd like to say that the doctor has said that, but in the question, does it say anywhere that she has life-threatening cancer?
Exactly.
Now I know ovarian can be, but does it say that in the question?
No, it doesn't.
In medical school, did y'all learn that? Okay. Do not take Ria's advice, okay? Just I'm gonna put that out
And
there.
it say it was newly diagnosed.
Okay, so yes, it's right, but no, it's right. Okay. Okay, where was I? Carmen, I'm with you.
Thinking that says Jane.
It does. I was trying to put my J back in.
Yes.
Well, okay.
Yes, Jane and Joe present for premarital counseling. Each is from, oops.
So
each
hold on.
from
I'm on
oh.
the same page. Okay, man. Get your cursor outside the J. There we go. That was the goal. Let's get on the same page.
Mhm.
Okay.
There's no D. 2, 3.
A, B, C. That's what I provide referral.
Okay.
Explain.
All right.
Okay.
Got it. Jane and Joe present for premarital counseling. Each is from a different religious background and each practices a different faith. As a therapist, you personally believe this is a basis of an unhealthy marriage, and in fact is a destructive force that cannot be reconciled. You have worked with several couples with this issue prior to marriage and many married couples that ended in divorce due to irreconcilable differences over time. You do not believe you can be unbiased in the premarital work. What do you do next? So A, provide a referral. Oh, so this is obviously an ethics question.
Okay, stay my question. I'll make sure I understand it.
Yeah, so this is an ethics question. What would be the ethical thing to do?
What's happening in the question? That's what I make sure you get.
Okay, so then both Jane and Joe are coming for premarital counseling. However, they both have a different faith, and then the main thing here is that the counselor says, or the therapist cannot be unbiased, or
Uh-huh.
in this case, cannot be unbiased. So
Mhm.
the ethical thing to do next, being that she has those issues, right?
Got it. Got it.
Okay, so provide a referral would be A. B, explain your bias about this matter and allow the couple to decide how they would like to proceed. C, provide premarital counseling with multiple perspectives that other providers may not offer. Or D, ask if one partner is willing to convert prior to beginning premarital counseling. So
I think D's the answer.
yeah.
Just go ahead and become
Yeah.
a Muslim. Just go ahead and become Jewish. I
No.
think that.
No, definitely not D or ask the
Okay.
partner. That wouldn't be right, of course. You wouldn't want to explain your bias either. So
Okay.
not B. And so then here, I know that we want to make sure that we are obviously providing the couple with the counseling that they need, but being that I'm being that I don't believe I could be unbiased. I could provide premarital counseling with multiple perspectives, but I'm thinking without giving a chance for that therapy to go would be to provide a referral.
Because it's the first session, I'm going to provide a referral. If it had a relationship with them, I'd seek supervision. Okay, so if I know coming in, this is going to be difficult coming in, don't even start.
Right.
But if the question said, I've been seeing them for a while, I'm going to seek supervision. Okay, my biases have no place at all. But remember, in this one particularly, because it's the first time I've seen them.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
good
Yes.
job. Good job.
And that answers with the least number of words.
Look at that. Okay, so let's just not use that theory, okay? We're gonna-
So funny.
Okay, who was last? Carmen?
You want me?
Michelle, this is yours. Who had the last one? That was you? Yeah, go again.
Oh, okay. Which is not considered a type of informed consent. Okay, so A, limits to confidentiality documentation. B, release of information documentation. C, treatment plan information documentation. And D, consent to audio tape and or videotape documentation. So which one is not? That means all of them are, and we're looking for the one that is not. So in this case, A, B, and D are, and C is not.
Why?
Wait. Because I'm barely gonna do the informed consent. Yeah, let's do. Well, I'm thinking it's C because I haven't even started yet.
That is it. Very good. Very good. Treatment planning is way, informed consent is in the very beginning, right? Very good. Very good. Very good. Michelle?
What or who should be consulted first when a therapist is facing an ethical dilemma? What or who should be consulted first when a therapist is facing with an ethical dilemma? A, agency guideline, policies and procedures. B, attorney. C, supervisor. D, the applicable professional code of ethics. Okay, ethical dilemma.
Mm-hmm.
So first, I would eliminate the attorney.
Good.
And also, I would also, let me see, the supervisor also.
Okay. Now I'm going back to the question. I'm down between A and D. Which of those can I prove in the question?
Who or who should not be consulted first? My therapist. Who, what, or who should be consulted? The answer C. I mean, not C, D.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Before I do anything, I go to the code of ethics to see if they actually violated a code of ethics, right?
Yes.
It's whether or not is it my stuff or is it the fact that someone really violated the code of ethics? We good with that?
Yes. Thank you.
My pleasure. Okay, let's see here. Let's wrap up with some others. Make sure we're getting the verbiage of who said what. Any particular area you want me to cover? Anything you want me to go over that you're not sure of? I am going back to, let's see, where did I start? Michelle. I'm going back to Rosemary.
Okay. Blank is a narrative therapy intervention that allows the client to shift the relationship to the problem by having the client view the problem as being outside of the self.
Mhm.
Okay, blank is a narrative therapy intervention that allows the client to shift the relationship between the problem by having the client view the problem as being outside of self. Rewriting the discourse. Rewriting the discourse. B, identifying strengths. C, externalizing, or D, internalizing. Therapy.
Okay, I'm staying in the question. I'm understanding that it's asking about narrative therapy. I'm thinking of some words in mind that come to narrative therapy.
That's narrative therapy is
I've got this story in my head that I keep telling myself over and over again. Okay,
Yeah.
and it's causing the problem.
we're gonna eliminate B, identifying strengths. Being outside of self. We're gonna eliminate D.
And now you're between A and C. You're on the right track.
Is it externalizing C?
It is. I take the problem saturated story outside of my head. Yes, very good. Very good. Sashi?
Strategic therapists respond, I understand why you want to stay with him. To a woman whose spouse has had multiple affairs, this response would be considered or a strategic therapist responds, I understand why you want to stay with him. To a woman whose spouse had multiple affairs, this response would be considered A, refrain, B, accommodation, C, positive connotation, D, paradox.
She's a strategic family therapy. So that means we're talking about how we communicate to each other, right? That's one of the terms we're looking for.
Eliminate D. Or C.
I'm sorry. Okay, hold on. Let me try again. What did you say?
Eliminate D as a dog.
That's my answer.
Oh. Yeah.
Tell me why.
She's kind of being
The
sarcastic.
paradox is the opposite,
Yeah.
right? So the paradox is like prescribing the symptom. Okay, his spouse has had marital, his spouse had marital affair, and she says, oh, I see why you want to stay with him.
Hmm.
She's doing reverse psychology. That's the paradox. Reframing belongs to structural, helping people look at the world differently. Accommodation actually belongs to structural too. The family sometimes has to accommodate or the new the rules we set up with.
Mm.
Okay, so most definitely.
Man.
Okay, so again, just knowing who said what.
Excuse me, Dr. Pam. I'm gonna have to drop off. I have a client that already pushed already, so I'm gonna have to leave. I wanted to thank you.
I'm gonna let everybody drop off, guys. Let me put these in the chat box before I let you go. Okay, if your test is not soon, make sure you go back and watch our videos. And if you're still stuck, please sign up with one of my staff members. For most of you, self-teaching just hasn't worked. It hasn't worked. Stop doing the same thing that hasn't worked. Okay.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Let me put this in chat box so you can make sure you get it. Or come on. Anybody else want to ask me anything else? Stop. Save. Change it for something else. And put it in here. It's a reading test, by the way. I know you haven't heard that. Know your theorists. Know them up, down, left, right.
When we group study, we say that. Didn't I tell you it's a reading test?
It's funny when I see it on everybody else's Facebook page. I'm like, wow, where they got that from? Huh. Bye, guys. Thank you much.
Thank you, Dr. Pam.
Bye.